All right, so my computer idled and went shut down, but I'm back. We're good?
We're live. Let's go.
This.
This the War Report coming live every Tuesday at 7 with Steve, Ryan, Amanda, and Eric. And the voice of NEW, Vince Berry. Hitting all the topics like a clothesline flurry. Turn up your speakers and hear them out. You can listen from your car, even on your couch. They too raw, who NXT? Handing out Smackdowns, follow on IG. Plus, it's sponsored by Tag Me a Date. Go to YouTube and sub now for every update. It's all wrestling here, no safe space. Now listen here from some of the greats.
And who doesn't love that? But who doesn't love this?
One of the highlights of WrestleMania.
So, you think you're untouchable?
Word life. This is basic thugonomics. This is basic thugonomics.
I haven't heard the crowd pop for John Cena like that in a long time, and all it took was some basic thugonomics.
Isn't that, it's just the easiest thing.
Yeah.
That was what was, people loved that John Cena. The Superman, I kick out of everything John Cena is not something that everybody loved.
But it's not only, it's when he goes heel on you, it's when he spits on you, because Cena's legit, like, he can rap. So it's great. And bringing back the bag of nuts and everything else, it was fantastic. But we got so much to cover in such a short amount of time between Hall of Fame and NXT and WrestleMania and the Raw After Mania and Smackdown tonight. Holy shit. I mean,
I know.
I think we gotta start with Hall of Fame, right, in order, but we gotta, oh, actually, no. Wait, was NXT Friday? I am so fucked up.
I think NXT was
fun. NXT, so we got to start with NXT Takeover, which in my opinion was WrestleMania before WrestleMania.
Oh yeah, without question.
Once again, every single match on that card was a home run. I gotta tell you, if I was in the back and I know that my matches are coming up, and I just watched Warbeard, and I just watched Rowe and Ricochet and Alistair, I don't know that I would have wanted to go out there, because I don't know that I would have ever thought that I could top that performance. And I got to tell you, as good as the other matches were, they had the match of the night by far. They set the bar so high, nobody could touch it.
Yeah. I mean, it's every year now, and not even every year. It's once every couple months that happens.
Yeah, they should have closed out the show. Hanson and Rose should have been the main event. They opened the last takeover. They should have closed this one, in my opinion, because nobody could touch him. The things that Hanson can do, being the size that he is,
it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
Just, I mean, and it was just magic watching the four of them. And I got to tell you, besides their entrances all being great, the number one highlight for me on that match was the end. Yeah. After the match, where they shook hands, they hugged, they bowed, they showed the mutual respect. That match could have gone either way. I'm glad it was Hanson and Rowe, but listen, it's just a matter of time before those two boys are going to drop those belts and make a huge impact on the main roster, and I'm excited for it.
I was going to say, they're not going to make a huge impact. Let's not say that. Don't give people the wrong impression.
Well, listen, I could say huge impact, because who the fuck is watching Impact? I mean, let's be honest. I mean, they signed RVD. That's cool, but it's fucking Impact. Does anyone even get the channel? I don't
know what I stream it now, so I don't even know what fucking channel it's on.
Yeah. So I could say Impact because everyone knows. I ain't talking about former Dixie Carter bullshit. You know what I mean? We've moved on from that nonsense. But Hall of Fame was great again. I was a little thrown back at first seeing the new. Now it was in a ring, and I thought that was kind of cool, and I kind of know why they did it, obviously, because they had part of the entrances, they had cars and shit coming out and all that. So I get it. But as good as the Hall of Fame was, and we can dive more into the details, although I think we should kind of blow through it pretty quickly because there's just so much other stuff to cover. But we got to talk about this fucking moron that felt
fuck that guy.
That felt that was the time to ultimately assault one of the greatest wrestlers ever. And I just don't understand how this guy got from the bleachers all the way down through security over into the ring and was not touched. He had enough time to tackle Bret Hart. I don't understand, number one, how that even happens. Because I can tell you, driving into MetLife Stadium, I was greeted by AK-47s. So I don't see how that happens. Thank God, at the end of the day, Bret Hart is okay, and this guy got the shit kicked out of him, and it looks like he's going to do some serious jail time. So,
absolutely, yes, and yes, he did get the shit kicked out of him, and yes, he's going to do some jail time for sure.
And big ups to Dash fucking Wilder.
That was a great. Oh my God, what a shot.
He got the best punch. I think he got the punch that I assume the kid's nose is broken, because from the pictures, it didn't look like he had much of a nose left. And which was great.
Just how casual the uppercut was great.
Because he blew quick and then he walked away it was great. Fuck him, that guy.
Exactly. He walked up, fuck him.
Well, you know what it is, too? It's like, you look at Bret and listen, Bret's not the same guy he was 15 years ago. Ever since he had that motorcycle accident, the seizure, stroke, whatever, he's never been the same. He's a little frail. You could even tell he still has a tough time kind of walking. And this is who you decide you want to jump. Why couldn't you try and jump Harlem Heat? Let's see you fucking do that to Booker T and Stevie Ray and see what happens to you. You know what I'm saying? What was the backstory? Did anyone did he have a thing?
It just sounds like he's a mental patient. It sounds like he's a guy who fancies himself an MMA fighter, but also has some sort of severe emotional or mental issues where
clearly
the judge, I don't know if you guys saw that earlier today. I saw it through the group where the guy was asked why he did it by the judge, and he was like, I just felt it was the right time to do it. It was my moment or whatever. It was some bullshit thing. It was
I don't get it.
What I don't understand is I can almost get it if you jump the guy when he's walking to his car, or when you jump into a wrestling ring surrounded by wrestlers, you're just fucking yourself up there. And not to mention Travis Brown, UFC heavyweight.
Yeah,
he got in there pretty.
He got in some shots. Heath Slater was a Golden Gloves boxer. A lot of these guys, always fake wrestlers. No, they're gonna fuck you up, man.
And then was Drake Maverick.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I saw him get in the ring and I was like, "What in the fuck are you gonna do?"
Yeah, I thought the exact same thing.
And then he turns around and he's like the man of wisdom, and I was like, "All right, that's fitting." It was funny, and with his accent there, he'll always be Rockstar Spud to me. I'm a fan of his. He did great work in TNA, especially with EC3 and all that. But I don't understand. What you have to be fucking absolutely stupid to do that to somebody like Bret Hart, and do it with
the whole thing.
Thank God he's okay. At the end of the day, he's fine. He got up. He did go to the hospital and just make sure, but clearly he was okay because he came out at Mania, just to kind of support Natalya and Beth Phoenix. But overall, DX was a home run. Triple H took a little shot at Billy Gunn and AEW, which was kind of cool. Listen, a Hall of Fame is always great. It was a good run of picks this year. Honky Tonk Man had some great stories, and boy, does he still look good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does.
You know, like he really does look the same he did 10 years ago. So, you know, I will say one thing that I found kind of interesting. There was not much of a reaction either at Hall of Fame or at Mania for Brutus the Barber Beefcake. It seemed that nobody really gave a shit. I was always a fan of Brutus the Barber Beefcake, so I was a little confused as to why. And maybe it's just me, but it didn't seem like people really gave a shit.
Yeah, and I kind of, sort of, almost, I don't know. Some people don't.
He was Hogan's second.
Really? Right, that's how they felt about it. Was like he was always Hogan's boy, and like he only really had a career because of Hogan. And whether or not it's true, or
oh, I'm not.
It definitely has some validity to it. But like, I don't know. You remember that shit? He used to cut people's hair. He came out with big fucking shears. Like I just feel like a lot of reaction didn't know who he was online during the show. That's what Kat says.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is people who are 13 years old watching this on the network on their iPad while playing Fortnite or whatever the fuck, and they don't know who Bert Brutus is. So that's one aspect of it. The other aspect, like I said, some people might not be completely up on Brutus because of his Hogan association, but fuck those people too. I like Brutus. I mean, he's not he's not in my top 10 favorite wrestlers of all time or anything, but
I wouldn't put him top 20.
No, I mean, you wouldn't put him probably top 100 in terms of work rate, but I mean, he had a good,
but the character worked. You know what I mean? Like
he played so many characters. That was the other thing.
Yeah, but let's listen. All right, if you're gonna go there, let's just be clear of one thing. The only gimmick that ever fucking worked for him was Brutus the Barber Beefcake. The Booty Man was going nowhere. Okay.
Well, yeah. But what about
he was that other one where he was with the Dungeon of Doom, right, or something like that? He was
Zodiac.
Zodiac.
Yeah,
That
Zodiac.
was pretty fucking stupid too.
But then he was the disciple, and that was great because nobody.
That was okay.
Nobody knew that it was him until like the Warrior said it one day, or somebody said it. It was interesting because. Like he really went all out to like grow that beard and grow his hair differently and dress differently. Like it was completely different.
I knew it was him. I mean, anybody that was a fan of him, his face was still his face. Like,
yeah, but it was good enough where you could fool a cat. You could fool.
No. I mean, listen, for story purposes, yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, if you have, all right, I'll give you that. Maybe that one and Brutus the Barber.
Those are the two.
Those are really the only two gimmicks that ever worked for him. But listen, at the end of the day, Brutus the Barber I'm shocked that that the young generation having the network doesn't know Brutus the Barber Beefcake. And I think, I will say this. I think that's kind of a disservice from the WWE then. When you're going to have a Hall of Fame, they should have done something for the month leading up to the Hall of Fame on the network, like a little in-depth thing, every night about, Brutus, about Honky Tonk, just so that these kids, so that Brutus doesn't go out there and think nobody gives a fuck about me. You know what I mean? That's just,
And I agree. I think there should have been some kind of, because they do those showcases. Like they did one, they'll do one for AJ Styles or Finn Balor or whatever, and it's just a compilation of their matches. Do the same thing with
Honky Tonk,
Booty Man and Honky Tonk, and
throw a DX one together or throw up one of the DVDs.
There's probably already, I know there's so many DX retrospectives. You could just throw any of them up there. You'd have a harder time with the Tori Wilson one.
Very hard time.
I will say this. Number one, it was very nice to see Stacy Keibler again.
Oh, absolutely.
She looks great as always. And you can go back and listen to the podcast from the last, few weeks. I have not been one of the very supportive people of Tori getting inducted, but I will say this. She gave a hell of a speech. I was entertained by it. And I was very sorry to hear about her father passing 2 nights before.
That was the worst, yeah.
Yeah, talk about bad timing.
Damn it, Al, you had to die twice.
And I didn't realize that was really the father, when they did the whole storyline with Dawn Marie and all that, I didn't realize that was really her dad. I thought that was just an actor. I didn't realize that was really her dad.
That's the same thing with Mrs. Dad. They're going to reveal it's really just like.
No, that's really his dad. I don't understand how, but because they look nothing alike. But
yeah,
he looks like one big charisma hole, and Miz has all the charisma.
He looks like he had a Firebird back in the day.
Oh yeah,
and he played Whitesnake really loud as he drove by.
So I think we should really just kind of move over from Hall of Fame because there's just so much to cover.
I mean, there's so much to cover on everything because that show on Sunday we were at was 7.5 motherfucking hours long. What the fuck?
Yeah, and I have to. All right, so
it did feel like 7.5 hours in the stadium.
I will say this. Besides the fact being there obviously makes it something, but it was a fantastic show. And I one of the Ask the War Report questions on Twitter, not that we're going into the questions, but this is going to kind of go with what we're about to talk about. And it's from Kyle Masters, at Real Kyle Masters. Ask the War Report, should WrestleMania be shorter? I personally feel like they should and believe in the quality over quantity in this case. Just an opinion, praying not to get attacked by wrestling Twitter over this post. So thank you again for the question. As always, he's a regular. We appreciate the support. I happen to agree. I think there were a number of matches that were way too short. And that is solely because of how long of a show this is. And I agree. I think it should be more quality over quantity. As much as it's nice to give everybody a payday on WrestleMania, not everybody necessarily needs to have one. It's just one of those things where we don't have to be there for 7 hours, although I enjoyed every fucking minute of it. It was such a great show, and we'll really dive into it. But I think it doesn't have to be that long. And there were matches that were way too short. Samoa Joe, Rey Mysterio, whether Rey was injured or not, going into it, if it was going to be that short, then the match shouldn't have happened in the first place. Why even bother? Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, great way to open the show and great match. And again, we'll get into it, but way too short of a match. And there were many more. It just, I don't know. The matches that were given the time were incredible matches where the other matches were okay or good. And then of course the lighting issues. I mean, we just have a lot. We just have so much to dive into. I mean, let's talk Mania. Where do you want to start? Because there's just so much.
Well, I'm going to start with the fucking lights.
Yeah.
Just so we can get that out of the way, because it was a problem the whole show. From the
Randy Orton, AJ Styles.
Right, Randy Orton, AJ Styles onward. Even though people stopped chanting, eventually kind of stopped chanting, it didn't get fixed. That's what I want to get across to everybody. They never fixed the issue. They turned off like half the lights, but they left the other half on. And those half went from red.
The color of the light.
Yeah. It went from red to yellow to orange.
And sometimes it'd be white.
Yeah.
And it was fucking awful.
It really was
just
brutal.
Right in your eye line. It was brutal. So,
I still I'm seeing.
Yeah, my eyes are still fucked up. A lot of people are saying that their eyes are still fucked up, and like it's not like I'm blind or anything, but like my eyes are tired. They had to overexert themselves because there was light shining in them for that long.
Yeah, I mean, to spend the amount of money that you spend to go to this show, to not be able to see. I mean, I missed 90% of the Orton AJ match.
Yep.
And unfortunately, I mean, listen, God bless the network. I rewatched the entire thing anyway, because, you always miss some things when you're there.
Right.
But so it was good to go back and hear the commentary and see some of the graphics that you don't see when you're there live during the entrances. It was cool, but it's just this is truly. I want to. And did you guys hear about Orton?
I saw Orton's apology.
For the live crowd that saw this, and he puts the middle finger up. Tonight during my match at WrestleMania at MetLife Stadium, I would like to apologize on behalf of WWE for screwing up and shining a bright light in your eyes for 95% of our match. You missed a really great fucking match.
And I'm sure we did.
We did. And you guys are good at screen sharing, so I'm going to send you. And this is truly what my vision was in seeing the match and most of the rest of Mania, to the point where my wife left early because she had a headache. So if somebody wants to pull this up and show the audience, this is truly what I saw for 7 hours. And I speak for Ryan and Eric and everyone else, because obviously we were there too. But I mean, it was brutal. I mean, listen, I still loved it. I mean, but listen, it was a problem. It was a problem. Anyone screen share that?
I'm pulling it up right now.
He's doing
it. And away we go. There we go. I see the light.
That's exactly what I saw.
It's giving me fucking Vietnam flashbacks, man.
During Batista's entrance, where he botches and he falls getting into the ring.
Yeah, we saw that.
I didn't see that until I watched it on the network because of that fucking light. I couldn't see it.
Oh, I saw it clear as day. It was great.
You were a little off to the side.
Yeah, I was a little off to the side. But what I'd have to do is, if somebody, like, let's say, because yours was more, you were more dead on. You were like dead center pretty much.
Yeah. You were right there.
I was a little bit to the left. So if somebody went to, like, if you were looking at what the hard camera shot was, if they went to the back half of the ring, especially the back left turnbuckle, I was getting light in my eyes. And the other thing, and it really wasn't that big of a deal, but it sometimes was that one of those LED pillars that they have cover, they have the big thing covering the ring, and they had the four pillars. One of them covered a turnbuckle, like the left front. If you were looking at hard cam, the left front whole ring post.
Yeah,
I couldn't see. I could see up to the ring post, but if somebody took a bump into the turnbuckles, then I'd start to lose them. Or if they went to that side of, like, the outside of the ring, I started to lose them. I mean, still great seats, and I saw a lot of stuff very clearly, and I would have seen it a lot more clearly if there weren't fucking bright lights on. Speaking of bright lights, Eric is just sitting in the dark like a Jewish vampire.
Yeah, the lighting's, speaking of lighting, is not good in this room for some reason.
I didn't pay the light bill. No, I'm kidding.
He goes opposite of what we were just talking about.
All right, there were just now 3 of you talking.
I was just going to say that
we didn't hear any of that.
That sounded like a mess. I'm going to back out. You guys talk.
And now nobody talks.
Oh, I said he's going exact opposite of our conversation.
Dark. Yeah, he went dark instead of bright. All they needed to do was turn those. There were plenty of lights in there. Everybody could see everything very clearly. If they just turned that fucking ring of lights off, the whole thing would have been
the one bulb. That's all they needed. The one bulb.
I don't even know if it was, I mean, because it was different angles, because it was, the whole rig was circular. So there were lights at different points that if you were on our level, even if you were around the rim of the, like, as you went around, there was points where, like, a lot of people couldn't see. So
Ring of Fire.
That's why that's why I don't have the lights on, because my eyes are still killing me.
There you go. Oh, please turn the light.
That was so good.
Oh my God.
And when you watch it back, you can quickly see the light color change, and then everyone cheer, and then within 30 seconds, everyone boos again. So it was, but we were.
That's what Orton flipped out for a second.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Orton was pissed.
Yeah.
But then he got Tweety sent back out?
We talked about it.
Okay.
But it's
I'm sure I missed a lot. I'm sorry.
It's all good. So so they open with, all right, so we get Hogan.
Yep.
And Alexa Bliss posing with Hogan was one of the cutest things I've ever seen.
Oh my God, she looks so tiny. I mean, Hulk isn't nearly as big as he used to be, but she still looked tiny when he flexed.
She's tiny.
Yeah.
But it was cute. And then to watch Heyman just walk in between them and take a beeline to the ring was absolutely hilarious.
Gave zero shits.
Yeah. He didn't care about anything. And then the promo was great. We're not going to wait. Let's just do it now. And it was a great match. It was a great match, and I'm happy with the finish. But
it was short.
It was way too short. I don't understand why, out of all the matches, that's one of the matches that you feel shouldn't go at least 10 minutes. I mean, if you go back and you watch their entrances combined, the total time of both of their entrances, I think, was longer than the actual match.
Probably.
I don't get it.
Yeah, there were some times, man, where there were just entrances that took longer than match. Well, the one that felt longest was Triple H's. It was very cool, but we had to watch the entirety of Mad Max Fury Road before he came out.
Yeah. It was cool, though.
It was cool.
They had a lot of cool entrances, but I will tell you this, the best entrance of the night, in my opinion, was Charlotte Flair.
Yeah,
that was pretty cool.
With the helicopter and all that, especially because when you're there, you could see the helicopter. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. They flew it, and whether or not they pre-taped the video, just so you folks know at home, they had a helicopter fly to the main entrance,
right
overhead. So, again, I know they had some security helicopters flying around. They had the attack helicopters come through at the beginning, which I thought was fucking awesome.
It was very cool
because they did the Blue Angels 6 years ago, and then this year they had the attack helicopters, which I thought was really cool. So I mean, they had helicopters at their disposal, and it was just a nice effect because they could have just let the tape play, and then because the tape played and everybody's looking around because you hear the helicopter noise from the tape, but then you see the actual helicopter and it kind of flew behind and then went down. So it's like, okay, cool. The other entrance that I mean, first of all, it's been over a decade, close to maybe 15 years, not quite 15 years since I've seen Batista's fucking machine gun entrance live.
That was a great entrance.
So you could play that fucking entrance for 7 hours and I'd watch, but that was great. And of course, Joan Jett was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool. I will say this. I don't give a damn. I'm a bad reputation. Batista's entrance was great live, especially the bringing back the machine gun. And, I was very much against the idea of them removing pyro from entrances and only doing it, at big pay-per-views, especially like WrestleMania or when they go overseas and all that. But I will tell you, I get it. It makes it that much more special. And when you're there live to see all the pyro and everything they do, it was just like, even they brought back Orton's old school pyro, but they had it dripping from the bottom area.
Yep.
It was just very cool. Very cool. And it was great to be a part of it. And if you've never been to a WrestleMania, you got to go, and you got to go early. I mean, we stood in the parking lot for hours just watching.
And got fucking sunburned to fuck, by the way.
Yeah. But you get to watch all the people that are dressed up and everyone's just playing wrestling music and grilling and throwing
beers.
Throwing beers and wrestling matches. And I mean, it's a whole experience. It's a lot of fun.
One of those made the news, by the way. One of those wrestling matches.
That's fantastic.
The Subway one. I posted that.
Yeah, those guys. I mean, you'd have, if you saw our Facebook page, the Tag Me Day Facebook page, you would have seen like Bret Hart and Stone Cold and who was it? Kane? I forget who it was.
The Rock.
And The Rock. And they all got into it. Yeah, so everybody was getting into it, but then just in like the parking lot, you'd have like a guy dressed like Stone Cold run through and like give people stunners and shit, or like you just see the Dudley Boys walking through and you'd be like, "Can I get a picture?" And they'd hit the pose.
Like the right to censor were there.
Yeah, the right to censor was there, and they had signs. One of their signs said they were anti the guy who attacked Bret Hart.
Yeah.
So I like that, and they also said right to censor for Hall of Fame 2020. That was one of their signs, and I agree. And so did Stevie Richards when I posted that picture on his Facebook wall.
I'm sure he got a kick out of it.
Oh yeah, he loved it. The whole experience. You're right, because like the day before, because my hotel was close enough, I was able to go to the Superstore in the stadium without having to worry about whether I'm going to miss anything on the show. So I just was able to go through, kind of take my time and pick out the stuff I want. Those stores are great. I plan on going to Access one of these years. I've been to a bunch of WrestleManias. I've never been to Access, but everybody says
Access is a lot of fun. Access is a lot of fun.
You know, there's a lot to do. It really is an experience, and you can't replicate it. Like maybe if you go to I've never been to the Super Bowl. Maybe it's like that, but you know,
listen, WrestleMania is really, it's the Super Bowl of wrestling.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's really one and the same. I mean, it's just a whole experience, and you know, it's not cheap. If you want to do it right, you got to save for it. There's a lot to do, but you know, and you got to be able to get the time off, but it's an incredible, and it was just a great show. Again, it was just long, but it was a great show. I mean, Kofi Kingston won the title. And
I'm
celebrated
so
with
happy.
his adorable kids, Big E and Xavier. Everything was just it was just a perfect moment. It was
the match was
great.
Perfect.
Yeah, it really was. It was well done.
I could not stop smiling after that.
Yeah, that was a pretty great moment. And then, you know, the show went on for another 18 hours.
Yeah.
I turned to the people next to me and I was like, "Hey guys, you remember the other day when Hulk Hogan came out?" Accurate.
The guys sitting behind us were
oh my god. They were the biggest iconic fans that I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah, they were.
They kept going like, iconic.
Listen, since you brought up the Iconics, when did the Iconics get so over? Because they got the biggest pop of the women, other than like Becky and Charlotte and all them. Like in that match,
I don't know.
They were like the crowd fucking went nuts when they won. I mean, listen, I'm very happy for them, and I know they've been doing this a long, long time, and that they got started together, and it's a great story, and I get it, but they're not that great in the ring. They're not bad. They're not bad. They're not bad, and they play their characters well because they're annoying. They're annoying, but they're funny and they're cute. But they're not. Listen, they're not Sasha Bailey when it comes to in-ring work.
No.
So you know that's. But listen, it is what it is.
But they're also not Eva Marie either.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I think there's.
That's true.
They've got a ways to go in the ring, but the characters.
I don't recall ever seeing bigger, iconic fans than the guys that were behind us.
I don't think there might not be in the whole world.
Presidents of the fan club right behind us.
They did the poses for like the whole match. It was ridiculous.
They were fun though throughout the whole show.
I have to say, I missed. I had to go to the bathroom so bad. All right, and it was
why you were only sitting there for 8 hours.
Yeah, right. You know, go figure.
So it was finally. I was like, the Balor match came on, and I really only wanted to see Balor's entrance because that's Frank gave a shit about.
That's another match that was too short.
Yeah, it was. This is how short it was. I go up to go to the bathroom. I'm done at the urinal, and I hear everything, and I'm like, oh.
No, Balor won. Would you look at that?
Is he dropping out to anyone else, or is it just me?
Eric's dropping out a little bit.
As soon as you're about to do the punch of what you're saying, you drop everything. It's like, and then I could hear everything, and then all of a sudden,
he's like, I had to go to the.
You know,
where did he go?
I just thought it was my connection, maybe. so it's not just me.
No.
But no, Eric's right. It was unbelievable. Like that entrance was definitely longer than the match.
But how many times did we get Lashley versus Buck?
No, I get it, but again, it's like, why do it? That's my thing. Why do it at WrestleMania if you're only going to give 5 minutes for the match?
I got to tell a little story here. We went to the to get food during the pre-show, right? So we missed pretty much the entire women's battle royal. However, a guy on our line behind us had the network up, so he showed the entire
on his cell phone.
Yeah, we would have missed the whole thing.
Carmella came out.
Oh, poor Asuka.
I mean, at least she won.
No. Wasn't it Carmella?
Yeah, Carmella won.
Oh, wait, Carmella won. That's right.
Yeah.
Asuka won that one on Tuesday night to make you think she was going to win.
Yeah. The fake out.
Oh, poor Asuka. And then stupid. Okay. Andrade. Why? A couple things. If this was a shoot, why would you do that and then eliminate yourself? And two, if somebody told you that's how you were going to get eliminated from a battle royal and you're a wrestler, you should go, no, that's going to make me look like a huge asshole. We should do something else.
Wait, can you? I missed that match completely. And,
okay, so
the kickoff was not on the network, so I didn't watch the kickoff.
You didn't miss much, but here's the gist of it. During the battle royal, there was a point where him and somebody else, who the fuck knows, I'll just assume it was one of the Lucha Dragons or Lucha House Party or whatever. They were both on the ring apron, and Andrade does a running Hurricane Rana and then lands on his feet on the goddamn floor.
Yeah.
So he eliminated the guy and then landed both feet on the floor and eliminated himself by doing a fucking Hurricane Rana.
But then he had like a oh shit.
Right. Then he had that oh shit look in his face, like, what did I do? It's like, come on, dude.
Not like the Mil Mascara spot.
Oh yeah, when Mil Mascaras just
but that could also be the start of a story, maybe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, let's
like
hope
so. Technicality thing.
We'll find out tonight.
Maybe it'll be like when Paul Orndorff didn't think he was wonderful anymore. And then Gary Spivey of the Psychic Companions Network comes out and cheered him up. And
that's what it looks like going on with Mojo Rawley.
Yeah, okay, yes. I could see that. There's a lot of Mr. Wonderful going on.
Although last night Mojo had some green on his face. I don't know what the heck that's about.
I kind of like what they're doing with Mojo. Like making him
want to
crazy.
see where
I kind of like it.
Because the thing is, it could just be Emelina and end one day. And that's the end of it. Or maybe it'll actually go somewhere.
I don't know. With Emelina, that was just Emma refusing to do it. Mojo seems like he's really getting into this, and they seem to be putting a lot of time and effort into it. So I kind of could see him being the crazy guy. I don't know. I could see this working. It just, you're right. We got to see where it goes. Yeah. We got to see how the crowd reacts to him. And his first impression is going to be huge when he goes out there and who he attacks him, what he does and how vicious he is or how crazy he portrays himself. We have to see where it goes.
I want his face paint to be more than just I like the cracks, like it's a cracked mirror. I like where they were going, but I picture him with something similar to Ultimate Warrior face paint, just by the way he dresses an axe and all that. Like they could do like a broken glass thing that's almost more like the Warlord, or not the Warlord. Who's the other one? And the Faces of Fear with Meng. Barbarian.
Yeah.
You do a Barbarian, like maybe one eye that looks like broken glass, but it's kind of like, shaded in like like the Barbarian's eye, or like a Ultimate Warrior, like a half of Ultimate Warrior face, but it's broken glass. Not the exact design, but something similar.
I like that actually.
I mean, listen, they got to do something with him. He's been working there for long enough. You can't just sit there and collect a damn paycheck, buddy.
Though speaking of first times, Lars Sullivan finally debuted.
Hey, good for him. Yeah, when I saw that on Raw, I was like, you don't want to see somebody get taken out by their own mental illness,
Yeah.
So, what Angle? So not only did they go through with the match, like I said, he's probably going to then lose to Baron.
Yep.
It was another short match,
and it was.
And I don't think it did justice to a 20-year career.
No,
and an incredible career.
A guy that literally gave his fucking body to this sport.
Yeah.
Whether it was in the Olympics, where he had a broken freaking neck, or whether it was the WWE and Impact and everywhere else, where literally he gave up his health, mentally and physically, his knees, his back, his neck, his butt. He's banged up. I mean, just look at him. So he deserved better. And did you see I think Mick Foley shared a picture of Noelle after that match, and Noelle just had this blank look on her face as the camera, like the WWE cameras caught her, so he like took a screenshot, and he's like, "Yeah, that's the face you make after that match." And he's like,
that's
something about
most people's faces. I would think
Kurt deserved better. Yeah, and he just deserved better. He definitely deserved better.
I don't understand why Baron Corbin. I
think that's the problem I have with it in general. I'm not mad that he lost necessarily, but Baron Corbin.
You had John Cena come back as Thugonomics. Like, how poetic would have that been?
For him to beat him as Thugonomics Cena? Oh my god.
Oh, what a pop that got. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that. That was insane.
Nobody expected that. That was fucking awesome. Do you think it continues?
Especially with Babe Ruth.
Or do you think it was a one and out kind of deal?
Ooh.
It would be nice if he did, Undertaker style appearances as the Thugonomics thing. Because I don't know, man. It's here's the thing. I texted you guys because I was as DX was coming out for their Hall of Fame thing.
Yeah.
On the runner logos around the rim of the arena, it said Word Life with the Chain Gang thing hanging around. And then I like zoomed in. I tried to get the screenshot for you. It was kind of fuzzy, but I saw it very clearly before they turned it back into the DX thing that was supposed to be there. So I knew one way or another, Chain Gang John Cena was coming out. And then when Elias came on and started doing that thing, which was actually pretty funny, that he was playing. He played with himself. The Elias Band, the Playing with Yourself, the Eat My Nuts. You've got a big bush. Like,
the whole segment was perfect.
Oh. Yeah, man, that was.
It's a shame we didn't get more of Thugonomics Cena.
Yeah, I feel like that was ripe for, he could have brought that back anytime, and he only did it once against The Rock.
It should have been the whole feud with The Rock.
It could have been. It very well could have been. It should, and yeah, it was a thing like the Shield where you could bring it back, or like when Hogan went back to the red and yellow and everybody lost their shit.
Speaking of The Rock, they haven't done a Rock Elias thing where like a rock concert or something.
Rock concert. Yeah.
Well, if the Rock took a break from doing a million movies, maybe they could do something.
Yeah.
Well, maybe next year because it's in Florida.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, I know he was a Miami guy, but still.
I like when Rock was singing about Vicky Guerrero. He was like, "No, biatch, you look horrible tonight."
Wow. Yeah. I mean, overall, I think WrestleMania was a very good show. I think if they took
main event.
Yeah, main event wise. Oh, yeah. But here's the thing. There was probably a very solid 4-hour pay-per-view in the middle of all that.
Yeah.
If you just trimmed out the shit that was unnecessary and you put, that's you start out hot with Seth and Brock and you have a nice, your second act is Kofi winning, and then you go to the main event and you have Becky win. It's a nice build.
Well, and the tag team too. The tag match was
yes, when Hawkins and Ryder won. Hey, man.
Well, and the Usos.
Oh, the Usos. Yeah, but I mean, Hawkins and Ryder was just like, what the fuck? You did
As
not.
As a Long Island guy, I couldn't be happier with, and Tony Nese as well.
Yeah.
Although I'll be honest, I didn't know that match was even happening until like 2 weeks before WrestleMania.
They had a tournament, man. You got to keep up. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, got to keep up with the 20 hours of wrestling.
Everybody watches 205 Live. And we said a million times, it's not a knock on the wrestlers at all.
Just too much.
Yeah, exactly. It's not. Yeah.
it's a content issue, and it's the day, and it's the timing of it.
Like, why not start it even an hour earlier then, if it's gonna, or like just start it at like 4 o'clock. Like, why are we having to go
until 12:30?
Yeah, you know what I mean? As long as it ends, at a normal hour, because then getting out of there was a fucking nightmare. I mean, everyone, it was on the news. Everyone heard about the transit issues and everything. But even by car, it took us an hour and a half to get out of the parking lot.
Yeah, if you stayed right till the end for the final pyro and everything, you had a journey time. As soon as the bell rang and Becky won, and like they gave her the belts, I was like, okay, that's enough. I got the fuck out of the arena. And I was literally, I had a very close hotel. So I was back to my hotel in 8 minutes.
That's what I did in Dallas as soon as Reigns won. My cousin's like, you want to go? I'm like, yep, let's go.
Yeah, you got to, man. I did the same thing. I've done it, it sounds kind of shitty, but I've done it at most of the WrestleManias because it's so easy. Like John Cena beats The Rock. How many times do we need to see The Rock raise up John Cena's hand and go, "You're the man now, dog"? We didn't, we get it. Leave. WrestleMania 30, the same kind of deal. All the confetti, sick kid, all that bullshit. Sorry, sick kid. But like it was, you could just, everybody's hanging around. You could just leave, and like you got back to your hotel. So, and that's another thing. Is the sacrifice you make. So to speak.
31, I stuck around, but I took a bus back to my hotel. No, I walked to In-N-Out. That's what I did.
In-N-Out, good choice.
In-N-Out.
All right, so main event. We only have 10 minutes left. Main event.
Geez.
I feel like.
So the ref fucked up. Is that what happened?
I don't know that match. That match, honestly, I'm glad it didn't
go longer. The ref got fined for screwing up.
I heard it was the ref's fault. I heard that it was Ronda broke her hand, so they did an audible. I don't know. Either way, it was very abrupt. It was a weird way to finish it. At the end of the day, the outcome was the outcome. Becky was winning. So we're all happy that Becky won the title. It was a great match. But the finish was strange.
Yeah, I agree.
Do we got more questions, or?
Yeah, let's see if we got some questions. But I think that match, honestly, I'm glad it didn't go longer because of how late it was. But I think if they, didn't make this a 7.5 hour long show, and you had, let's say the show went off at 11:30. Let's just do that. Let's just say the show went from 7 to 11:30 or something like that, and it was 10:45. You could get all the entrances in and then let them have a nice 25-minute half-hour match. And it wasn't a bad match by any stretch. It was just the last match of a 7.5 hour night. And then, the encounter that was supposed to end with somebody tapping out or having their arm broken or whatever the fuck else ended with a roll-up.
Well, I heard, and I listen. I don't.
No, I know it's potentially. It could
I don't know. I don't know how much you can trust this source because it's what it is. But what I heard is that the original ending was Charlotte tapping out to Becky Lynch. That Ronda was never getting pinned. Ronda wasn't tapping. It was Charlotte.
Yeah, so it was weird. It was weird that because we all assumed that Charlotte was in there to eat the pin.
I figured on that. So you could set up for the one-on-one match, SummerSlam, maybe?
Yeah, maybe. But then somebody has to tap out.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Somebody has to tap out.
Maybe it was a new age screw job.
Oh, maybe. And Ronda's going to come back and say she was screwed.
They have...
Listen... Ronda, whether she is coming back next week or in a few months, at the end of the day, she's definitely coming back because she signed a multi-year contract. So anyone out there that keeps saying she's done this and that, she may be taking some time off, but she's not done. So,
and she's still very good at this whole thing.
Yes.
Yeah, she is.
For somebody who just started a year ago.
She got everybody to love her and then hate her all in a year. She's and she's done nothing but get better, microphone as well as in ring.
Her walk to the ring is still great. I'm just thinking of her entrance at Mania.
I know.
You know what it is? She takes it seriously.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. She looks like she's gonna go down there and kill somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Because she's doing the same walk that she would do before she went and really kicked somebody's ass.
Yeah.
So I mean, the whole thing just works. I'm glad that she's found some success with this and take some time off, because if Becky is the man and Becky is the big draw now and going to be the main eventer, then let her do it. Let's see if she can do it.
Roll that dice, and when it's time, bring Ronda back.
I don't think there's any doubt at all that Becky's not going to be able to knock this out of the park. As long as WWE gives her the platform and lets her to continue doing what she's doing.
Yeah, but they're putting her with Lacey Evans.
Well, yeah, so let's talk about that. So we finally get enough of this bitch prancing and waving, this southern asshole. But now so we're just gonna put her right into a title match. Is that what we're doing now? She just came off NXT. I'm not really understanding why we're giving her Becky Lynch. I don't know how this helps anyone, because I can't see Becky losing the title her first time out. If they're going to
they separate the belts.
Oh, so we're not going to unify the belts.
I mean,
they didn't say that it's a unified belt.
Listen, not for nothing, we're doing a shakeup, so it's not like the brands are getting back together.
Right, and I mean,
who says I don't know.
Champions could get drafted. There's nothing.
Or the champions that have both belts, they can be on both shows.
Right.
You could have a multi-woman match and have Lacey or someone else get the SmackDown title or the Raw title for that matter, and she could branch off to that feud.
Yeah. There's some interesting things they could do, actually. Eric's probably seething at this entire.
If they don't unify the belts, then it's fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah. I mean,
he has a belt in his mouth, just grinding his teeth.
But just think about
and not for nothing. Even if they did do that, and I was okay with that, I still don't think Lacey deserves either.
No, I don't.
She didn't even fucking deserve the NXT Women's title.
I didn't even know she had the NXT Women's title.
No, she didn't. I'm saying, like, she didn't even compete for it.
I mean, there's
so many
there's so many other women in that company that deserve that spot more than her. Like, what has she done to earn that spot? I don't. She comes out every week in the middle of a match and just prances and waves. Like, it's fucking stupid.
Or rather had like Nikki Cross or Ember Moon or something.
But the other thing was she punched Becky. And then Becky just fucking got back up like it was nothing.
Yeah.
And
got the better of
her. Out of Lacey.
Yeah, and so I mean,
Nia one-off.
Right, it could be. But what I'm saying is, like, Nia knocked around Becky and bloodied her up and couldn't keep her down. Ronda broke her hand punching Becky in the face. What the fuck is Lacey Evans gonna do?
Walk like a lady.
I know. She would. Walk like a lady.
Did you see what she was wearing during the Hall of Fame? She looked like
was awful.
Mother from Beetlejuice.
Yeah. She looked like Princess Amidala in fucking Star Wars Episode 1. It was awful. Whatever that was awful. Her other outfits aren't bad, but
that was a big monstrosity of a hat.
Oh, yes, it was.
She looks like Mother Goose.
That's a good one too.
That is good.
That's like those women that wear those giant sunglasses that almost look like the novelty ones. I hate that shit.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
No, yours is pretty normal. I think.
But I mean, like the completely oversized ones. Yeah.
like the ones the Kardashians wear.
Yeah,
no.
They look fucking stupid. The ones that Snooki wears, that's half her face.
Also, Snooki. Jesus.
Snooki loves snow.
What was that?
That was a voice.
I know what that is.
South Park.
I've never heard that from Ryan before, though. Wow. Ryan does impressions.
I do some good ones.
Oh boy, we'll have to check that out. But yeah, overall good show. Monday night they made like they were going to unify the heavyweight championships, and they did not.
The bar.
Yeah, they did. Raw was good. Raw was a good show. Raw's always good after Mania.
Oh, for sure. Undertaker
coming out.
Yeah, that's great. We spent all that money. He comes out.
I know.
Yeah, he looked fantastic.
Yeah, he looked much better than he has been. Thank goodness.
We
shame for Steve's $20 though.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you bet $20 to somebody, right? Was it Mark? Who'd you bet?
It was Zobes.
Oh, it was so that's funny.
Yeah, I'm pissed.
And
I'm sure.
Yesterday in the morning, Steve and I watched Takeover, right? So we watched the first match between the War Raiders and Ricochet and Aleister Black, and that could have been the end of Takeover.
Yeah, we that's what we opened with. It's so true. It was such a great match.
I think it was the best match of the entire weekend, honestly.
It's definitely up there.
Yeah. I mean, what did you guys think of the 2 out of 3 falls, Johnny Gargano, Adam Cole? What did you guys think of that?
I thought it was great.
And Walter, Pete Dunne?
That was another good match. Haven't really kept up with it, but
what I'm saying is like, so could you have seen? Would you say that either of those matches or any of those matches from NXT could have gone on the main card and fucking killed it?
Easily.
There you go.
Oh, well, I could tell you, Velveteen Dream,
wow,
and the Bro definitely. I mean, what a match that was. There were just so many good matches.
Future. Those guys are the truth.
I love dream matches because he's just got great chemistry with every opponent they put him against.
And he's
hilarious. Was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Savage-esque.
Yeah, well, he did the Hogan, he did the whole Hogan shtick, and then the Savage, elbow, handles, and
double axe.
Yeah, I mean,
NXT never disappoints,
and of course he was the Statue of Velveteen Liberty.
That was amazing.
The Statue of the Dream.
And then the women, it's like again, Shayna retained, and I'm like, who is?
I was shocked.
Take the belt from her.
I thought it was going to be Bianca Belair during this one. I thought she was due.
Honestly, I thought any of the three.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, any of the three could have taken.
Though. That pirate gimmick, I love it.
And the fucking
I hate that gimmick.
Elbow drop.
Yeah,
she's got a great elbow drop.
But she needs. I think she needs to amp up if you're going to be a pirate person, be a fucking Paul Burchill pirate person.
Take it to like 12 instead of 8.
Mm-hmm.
I hate it. It's so stupid.
I didn't really care too much for Virgil.
Virgil, yes.
I love that.
Nobody cared for Virgil, but someone cared for Virgil.
I mean, it's not like it's Jean-Pierre Lafitte.
Yeah.
Goodness, Jean-Pierre Lafitte. Were we done? It's 8:01, so SmackDown's about to start.
It is live.
It is live. So, in the chat, No Holds Barred Network. There's something about an NXT guy having unreal matches in NXT and never transitioning into the main roster.
Very true.
Yeah, the Bobby Roode problem.
Yeah.
How do you solve a problem like Bobby Roode? You're sticking with Chad Gable, who's another guy. Fucking big things popping in NXT and then nothing on the main roster.
Get the answer to that on Apple Watch.
Shut up, Siri.
Apple tried to answer it and couldn't.
But Gable at least was able to have that nice match against Kurt Angle on Raw a few weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that was nice. But
all right, let's wrap.
I think we're good. We'll wrap. SmackDown has already started. We're 2 minutes in. We'll talk more. Yeah, New Day. So we'll talk more about everything, the fallout from WrestleMania and the fallout from SmackDown and Raw. Next week, right here on YouTube, you go to youtube.com, type in tag me a date, all one word, tag me a date. You squish it all together, and you'll find our YouTube channel where you can subscribe, hit the bell so you know when we upload a new video or go live. And we go live every Tuesday at 7 p.m. on Eastern Time. So, I guess we should also really touch on, we'll take it just a second here. The apps, Tag Me a Date apps are available in the Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. Again, all you got to do is go to the search and you type in Tag Me a Date, or you go to our social media at Tag Me a Date. You'll find the links there as well. We're on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, probably some other shit that I don't know about. I'm old. They have new social media all the time. So find the links, Google Play Store and the Apple App Store. Guess what? Just like the regular site that works, the site still works on your phone, the site still works on your tablet, the site still works on your computer. We have an app that is a partnering app with it, and it's also free. Signing up is free. Messaging is free. The app is free. Matching is free. Searching is free. All that shit is free, dog. So we didn't even talk about the big dog. And that's how little we cared about the match.
And the assholes that booed him, sorry, they're
Jersey
assholes.
Jersey scum booed him. That's all you need to know about what happened during that Roman Reigns match. Because it was what you expected, but they booed him.
I mean, shit, not even cancer could get this guy cheered. Jesus.
I know. Well, we'll see what happens. I think it was just a certain audience.
It's the location.
But go to the Google Play Store or go to the Apple App Store, download our Tag Me a Date app, sign up, start matching, find your tag team match, your tag team partner on tagmeadate.com. We've got a roster of over 70,000 superstars and divas all waiting for you to tag them in. So go to tagmeadate.com and sign up today. It is absolutely 100% free. And remember to follow our social media accounts at Tag Me a Date, our YouTube Tag Me a Date, all stuff online, Tag Me a Date. You will find us. We'll see you next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time for another edition of the War Report brought to you by tagmeadate.com. Thank you for listening.